snatch them out of the devil's kingdom. Oh, snatch them out of the devil's. And if they don't want it, don't fuss it. And if they refuse it, then dust your feet out the door and keep stepping until you find someone who trusts. The name of the Lord is where I'm hidden, and all I do is
that's right. Come on. Lord, Jesus, we're changing. All right. To die for. So that's all it is for. I believe the children are the future.
Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Show them
Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how it used to be. Out of sight and long ago.
Actually, the one I grew up learning was, we are the African children. We are. Shout out to Tosi Jokere.
That song.
The African children.
That was a classic tune.
All right, guys, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to Meet the Snatchas. I go by the name of Snatcha. I don't know who this is, but hey, I'm sure she'll tell you who she is. What up? Who you?
You don't know who I be.
What's going on?
You don't know who I be.
You like lolly?
And you know who I be.
Who are you? Who are you and who you'll be in future?
Nikki Lauye is the name. I'm sure you guys were wondering. Say, which
The
of
name
you
of
are
what?
the name of who I be. Okay, Nikki Lauye is the name. I'm sure you guys were wondering how come we started this episode singing.
Yeah, you know. Oh.
Don't mind, he's always trying to feel like a singer.
But I am a singer.
He's
I'm
a
going
rapper.
to release I'm going to release an R&B album.
Come on now.
10 naira today, 20 naira tomorrow. I'm saving all my love for you. Oh, Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. She be gay, she be a
I mean, she be a lyric.
Isn't that what they say when they ad lib?
That's not what we say when we ad lib.
Scooby-Doo, Scooby, Scrappy-Doo, Shooby-Doo.
Please keep to your rapping.
All right.
Okay.
So what are we talking about today? What we chatting?
Yes.
What are we saying? What we saying?
Wow, we've actually been doing this for a while now. So many great topics, and there's still.
And thank you so much for joining week in, week out.
Yes, we are really, really appreciative of every comment, every like, every subscription. You know, you guys have just, encouraged us. So many people actually have reached out to us and say, please, your podcast must not stop. You guys are hitting so many nails on the head. And we just thank God for the ability to actually do this.
Be consistent with it.
We thank you guys. You actually push us to do this. And we thank God for the grace as well.
Hallelujah.
So today, on today's episode of Meet the Snatchas podcast, we're talking about dating and marrying a partner with kids. Which is our life story. And we know that it's also the situation, or should I say, I don't want to call it situation. It's like a bad situation. Or it's a situation. Is it still
situation?
It's a situation. Anyway, it's good or bad situation.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it's the place a lot of people find themselves in. And I know many times people have said, me, I cannot marry someone that has children. No, me, I cannot date someone that has children. No, people come up with things like that. And for someone like me, I know many people have asked me that question. Like, it was even one of the questions that, we actually have to answer in our Q&A. Like, oh, how do you do it? Nikki having to be with someone who already has 4 kids, not even 1, not 2, 4. And how were you able to handle it and all of that? Did you ever think this was ever going to happen and all of that? And the truth was, I've always had an open mind regarding dating someone with children. Funny enough, I remember many years ago, one of my exes actually played a trick on me once. He said he just wanted to find out about my character. It was just something he wanted to do. And he actually came one day and said, babe, there's something I've not told you. We're dating. And he was like, babe, there's something I didn't tell you. I already have a child out of wedlock, and I didn't tell you before, although the child is the mom and all of that. I just wanted to tell you. And me, I was like, where is the child? Is it a boy or a girl? Where is she? Is she cute? Is she critical? And I went on and on and on. Oh my God, I love children and this and that. And he was actually looking at me in shock like, He said, it's a lie, oh. He now said it was a lie, that he just wanted to see.
Or maybe he just wanted to use that one to use that to break up.
No, he just said he just wanted to just use it to, I don't know, to either check my character or something. And he was actually shocked. He was like, oh, so if I had a kid, you would have really, I'm like, yeah. That's your child. It's your child. I actually told him, I said, it's your child. Of course, I will love your child. And he was actually shocked. But that is just me. I've always been someone that I'm like, as long as I love someone, I love him with everything he has. If he has children, I will love him with all the children and all of that. And that...
If he has mental problem.
Please, no, we're not
talking about everything he has.
We are not talking about mental problem today. Oh my goodness, that's a different level on its own, you know. And that's about people having to deal with what if your spouse, has is sick or is visually impaired or physically challenged. That's even another level on its own too. And the truth is that God has given grace to different people to handle different things, because if God has sent you to that person, you will love them no matter what and be able to help them deal whatever it is that is their baggage.
Let's come to you now. How did you take it? What I mean, when it was sure that okay, this was real, this was gonna happen, in terms of the proposal and all that. What did you think in terms of the children? Now,
well, I think I was lucky in the sense that...
what were the pros, the cons, what that you thought of? Or was it just okay?
No, for me, I'm trying to start from somewhere.
Starts from somewhere.
I was lucky because I already had a relationship with the children.
Yeah.
Before this proposal came up. Mm-hmm. Not everybody has that opportunity. Some people are thrown into moments like that where they have to even build a proper relationship with the man or the woman before they're even introduced to the children. Mm-hmm. Because it's always advisable that when you're dating someone with children, don't throw them immediately to the kids until you are sure you really want to be serious about that relationship. Because I don't think it's fair that they meet Auntie A today or Uncle A tomorrow.
Plenty aunties
and they meet
plenty
uncles and plenty aunties. I'm trying to say both ways.
Yeah.
Depending on who has the kids, either it's the man or the woman. It's not fair to throw all kinds of men and women at the children. So it's always better to introduce your kids to that person that you've decided you want to marry or you want to be with. And the truth was that Snatcha did not let the kids know that, auntie is moving from auntie to bonus mom until we were sure we wanted to go ahead with this. So all along, I was just Auntie Nikki to them. Until
her promotion came.
Until my promotion came. Young man. So until that moment, and the truth was, by the time I realized, oh wow, I'm actually going to become the bonus mom of these children. I won't lie to you. There's this fear that just came. Buzz. It's different to help somebody to be looking after their children. They will go back to their house. You go back, or rather, you will go back to your house.
But people say, I love the children. I want to
they're so cute.
Say because you come and go.
Because you come and go. But this time around, you're not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. You are actually going to be helping to train and take care of these kids. That reality just, wow, okay. It's a new ball. It's a new ball game on its own. And you're like, oh, wow, okay. God, I need your strength. I remember... I've told you this before, and he had to encourage me in that area because I was like, oh my God. There was a day I was literally saying, Jay, how do I step into your shoes? Jay is Snatchas' late wife, and I was just saying it to myself. I was just like, Jay, how do I step into your shoes? You had this wonderful relationship with these kids. There's a way you train them. Will I be able to train them the way you were training them? And I actually, told Snatcha this. And Snatcha said, Nikki, you have your own shoes to fill. You cannot you can't fit into her own shoes. She had her shoes. You have to
now. Size.
And he was like, you now have to build your own shoes. And the truth is, there are many things that come into dating a partner with kids and that number one is how are we going to work together in terms of training them? And that is why it's very important that partner with kids has to put some things in place that will make you feel comfortable about relating with his or her children. And that's one thing I've always loved with Snatcha from the get-go. Maybe because we're also alike in the way we want to train the kids, so that it wasn't that much difficult. And then he was also quick to teach me some things and let me know, okay, because number one, this is UK, this is not Nigeria.
Yeah, I had a fear of that.
The way we train children here is different. There's a way Nigerians back home, you can train, discipline children, but here
we don't do that.
You don't do that like that. There are some certain words you don't say to kids here. There are certain ways here that you don't discipline a child in a country where they tell you, wait, I'm coming, don't let me forget. There was in a country where when you tell a child to face the wall, they will tell you that it is torture.
Yes, torture.
They say it's torture and tell a child to face the wall.
Yeah, I was actually told that.
Yeah.
Why did you tell your kids to face the wall? That's torture.
Yeah, meanwhile in Nigeria, you go face wall, you go stoop down. You go hands up, you will kneel down. There are many other ways. So the difference already in culture had to step in. So the truth is that you, the partner that has the kids, you have to help the other partner on how to train your children. And you also have to be very, very careful and mindful of the fact of, don't talk to my child like that. You can't be saying things like that. Hey, don't talk to my child like that. No, you can't. I've never had that problem with Snatcha. As in, even if Snatcha has an issue or something, or when I mean an issue, even if he's not 100% okay with the way maybe sometimes I might have handled something, he will say it in front of the child. He would actually agree with the way that discipline is going on. Then he will call me aside later and say, babe, let's do it like this. Let's do it like that. I'll say, oh, sorry, I did not know. Yeah. And he will correct me. And that is actually how it should be, especially when it comes to how you're going to be disciplining the children. It has to be a joint decision. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, no, well, I was going to say that. I mean, one of my fears was basically, even for me, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, there's certain things that, that we might not even mean to say. That's one might not mean to say. And just go like, I just didn't want the thought of, I hate things like, is it because it's not my child? Or when I say, oh no, I don't think you should have. Because I was taught that way. My parents don't, if they don't scold the older one in front of the younger one. They will call you to the side like, no, you're older, you shouldn't have done that, blah, 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 blah. And, so, and that same way, they will not, I didn't believe in, if I don't agree with the way maybe you scolded them, or I felt that, oh no, she wasn't really at fault, this was what she thought, or blah, 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 I won't say it in front of them. Because they shouldn't see us.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they should see us as a team and not against children. Because children will pick up on that and be like,
they'll say, who's the bad guy?
Play,
this guy?
Let me see why I can play against each other now. But when they see that these guys, if you go to this person, whatever daddy said is what mommy will still say. Yeah. So they will know that, okay, there's no winning. So, but I also realized that when I came into this country also, and when we started having kids, because my late wife she'd taken care of her nieces and nephews when they were young. She had been here longer. She knew what it was. And so she had to tell me that, look, dude, when you scream at the children, they think in the same voice in which you speak to them. So they think that way. So all these, because in Nigeria, we're used to, I don't know if we're fighting or who's fighting us. We're used to telling children things like, in your life, never ever.
God,
and the thing is, and if you even speak to your own mates like that too, they'll be like, not to talk of speaking to children, in your life, don't you ever. And things like that. And I mean, there was a time my daughter was like, oh my God, that she I was like, what's wrong? That one of our friends said a bad word. I was like, what bad word? So I can't even say it. I'm like, so what? She said stupid. Or like, and I know that my children don't say that word.
Yeah, they don't.
It's a bad word. So I felt like, oh.
True.
Yeah, and you go to so and there was one time you said that there's certain words that are Nigerian normal colloquial speech.
Yeah.
Like, SHIT.
Oh, SHIT.
SHIT not as in swearing, but as in I'm going to go and we are speaking pidgin.
Yes, I want to go and shit.
I want to go shit.
That's a Nigerian pidgin. So you want to go to the restroom, and he was like, "You don't say that kind of word here because SHIT here is known as a swear word."
A swear word.
So I was like, "Oh,
crass." Like,
so the change in mindset, I'm like, hey, well, things that we just say in Nigeria that is so normal.
And having someone and being a single dad or a single parent who is now dating someone who has no kids, should be able to give allowances in the sense that to understand that, okay, this person doesn't. I mean, there's a difference now. You have to let them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable to be able to say, once you start saying things like, don't ever talk to my kids like that, then that means,
Yeah.
Then, also understanding that whether the fire is falling, whether rain is falling, whether sun is shining, whatever happens, my first instinct is get the kids out first. Do you get? I remember one time when we were having movie night, and I think I got the wrong burger for 7, or I forgot to order.
Yeah, true. You got the wrong burger for her. She doesn't like mayonnaise in her burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got one that had mayonnaise.
And it was raining, it was cold, it was dark, and I said, I'm going to the shops.
Snatcha actually wanted to go to the shops that
In
night.
the rain, no. I said, no,
Yeah.
my daughter will eat. And it's not because it's sport, it's because I've trained my daughter's kids in a certain way that they do not complain.
Yeah.
No matter how bad things are, no matter how
They don't actually.
whatever, if they don't get, they won't complain. Like, and 7 especially goes like, don't worry, Daddy, it's okay, I can manage. I said no. No.
He actually wanted to go out and rain that day.
There.
He actually wanted to make sure, and that's one thing I love about him. Actually, he really, Snatcha is actually someone that is so in tune and in love with the kids so much that he would do anything to make them happy. And that day, me, I was even like, it's late at night. You want to start going to KFC at this time of the night to go and look for a burger? I know he would. He actually would do that. But I was like, but that's just him. And I love seeing that because he also, me now also being someone that has never been a mom before, I see that part of me like, hey, okay, so it's supposed to be like this. You want to do anything? Okay, me too, I want to do. So I actually learned that from him as well, and in many ways I've actually done that. Anytime I see that the kids want something, I go out of, he knows, there will not be another day, me, I'll say, the children say they want to do this, let's go, we are going now.
Yeah.
And even me, he will be like, you can't carry them for head past me. I'll be like, yes, they want this and we're giving it to them now. And that's a good thing I've learned from him. So the truth is, it's very important to actually teach the partner that has kids has to teach the other partner how.
Because there's no manual.
There's no manual. So the truth is that you have to help to teach that other person and also leave room for growth from that person, especially for someone that has not had a kid before. Okay, for someone like me, it was actually a different thing. I'm going from being a single person that lives all alone to now being someone that has to wake up very early to do school runs, because the kind of work I do, I'm self-employed, so I really don't always have to do the early morning runs. I'm not really a morning person. And then, of course, now I have to start helping out with morning runs. And, and so some other people instead, it will come as fights. Because they forget that other person too, the brain has to change. My brain has to change from, I'm used to fending for myself alone before. All of a sudden, I have to remember him, and then the kids and all of that. There are many other people now in my equation, and sometimes it can get a little bit tiring. And the truth, but the thing is that's why communication is key.
Yeah.
It's very important not to expect too much from that person immediately. Allow the person to grow to understand what it's like to be with someone with kids. And understanding, that's where I'm going to with all of this. Understanding on both sides. The partner with kids has to understand that this other person too is trying to compromise. A lot of compromise has to come in, and the person that is coming into that life of a partner with kids has to understand there will be days that he might not have your time, not because he does not love you or she does not love you, but because the kids would have to come first in some certain things. Maybe concerning having to take them to school, having to take them for some after school club and things like that, making lunch, making dinner, and you now have to feel like, me, I'm saying let's go out for a date, or I'm saying let's do this, and you're telling me my children need to do homework, my children need to do this. I'm even putting in a general view that, those are things you also have to put into consideration, that person has children that also have some things that he has to, and that brings some responsibilities that he has to take care of. But the partner with kids too needs to understand that you're also dating. Yeah. You have to make out time for the other partner. You have to make out time for dates. You have to make out time for when that person too just wants to talk to you, spend time with you. That time that does not include the children. Not because they don't care about your children, but they also want to have some time with you.
Quote unquote, us time.
Yeah, your us time is very important as well.
Really important.
Yeah.
Really important. And also when it comes to when it comes to dating someone with children and dating some, when it comes to dating someone with children, we have to also realize the fact that the children are a special part of their lives.
Yeah.
And you also are a special part of his life.
Yeah.
So like you were saying, the balance has to be there in the sense that you guys have to be able to coordinate your time, coordinate your spaces, make sure you create that time for each other, and also make sure you create that time for the children. Because the children too will want to spend time with you. Even as the new partner is coming into, it's either a lady or a guy coming into that family, you also need to have your time with the children. So not just the dad or the mom with the children, but you who will also be a part of that. That's why, most times you go to the shops with 7, you go out for events and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's building that relationship.
I like that. It's a good point you've brought up, and that is building a relationship with your partner's children. It's very important. Especially, like I said, I had it easy because I already had a relationship with them. So it was easy to move into that next level because they now trusted me. Because that's another thing. Children will need to trust you. Because they're like, okay, you're coming into my daddy's life or you're coming to my mother's life. Who be this one now? Actually, and some children have had it rough because they've seen their dad or their mom date several people.
Yeah.
And those ones have come and gone. So at a point in time, they are not quick to trust that next person. And unfortunately, you might have been the good one. And then next, they don't trust you. So you have to build their trust. That's another thing. You need to build the trust of the children. You have to genuinely build a relationship. Don't force your way into their lives. It's just as easy as being their friend, or you can decide you want to take them out for lunch, take them out, you're not trying to buy their trusts, in quotes, but you genuinely want to spend time with them. Sometimes, like Snatcha rightfully mentioned, sometimes I'm going out and I go out with 7 or I go out with the girls and I'm like, we are just having a girl time and we are away because I'm also trying to build that relationship with them. I sit down with them and ask them, how was school? How was this? How was that? And the girls too genuinely ask me questions. I used to say, I feel like they're my sisters. They're like sisters I never had because I grew up being an only girl with 3 brothers, and they would genuinely ask me, so auntie, how was your day? What did you do? Where did you go? Oh, did you get a new wig? Oh, what new makeup is this? Oh, what's this? And I genuinely have conversation. I don't treat them like kids. That's another thing. Like, just, who are this one? Where else are they coming to us? No, it's this lip gloss. Oh, it's this. Oh, this wig. Do you like it? Does it? Okay. And I genuinely ask their opinions. Oh, do you like my new wig? What do you think? Does it work? Does it work? What do you think about my new shirt? What do you think about my jeans? Does it work? I genuinely ask, and build a relationship with them so they feel like they're part of my life as well. And that thing is very, very important because you have to build a relationship with your partner's children. And of course, there are some people out there that actually already even have their own kids too. So they're like 2 kids coming from 2 different...
Yours, mine, and ours.
Yours, mine, and ours. Yes. So the truth is that you also have to create room where the children get to interact with each other as well. Create some kind of hangouts, meetings, or whatever. I don't know. Hangouts, where both sides actually get to have maybe lunch, dinner, or go to the park, or go somewhere together. You always have to genuinely create this moment of interactions, because if at the end of the day the 2 of you are going to marry, they would more or less, they might have to live in the same house, or there might be moments they will have to spend time together, Because
sometimes I don't know if it's an African thing. Sometimes we treat children like they don't matter. They're just on for the ride. They don't matter really what do they know? They're just children. But the thing is, for me, I treat my children like individuals. Yeah. 7 has a way she processes things. Trinity has her ways. Yeah. Zion and Rain, they all have their ways and all that. And because I remember there was one time I know Zion calls you mommy. Rain calls you mommy. Trinity on and off, auntie mommy sometimes. And I asked 7 and that sometimes Rain gets confused. Sometimes she says mommy, she says auntie, sometimes she says mama, sometimes she says 1, 2, 3 mommy. He says that what do you think? Do you think you'll be ever able to start calling her mommy or mama or something? And she says, oh, daddy, I love her, but right now I'm not ready. And, I was like, oh, God. And I said, I understand. Don't force yourself to get there. Yeah. Get there. And then one day she came and showed me the Amazon thing. And it's like, she was gonna get you
The Amazon chain.
I was like, okay. I just said okay, but I looked again. I'm like, mom and daughter, and I smiled. And she just looked at me like, "Oh, daddy, stop it." Like,
she actually got me a mother and daughter locket for my birthday.
Yeah.
And she decided on her own.
She just went there and did that, and I just took it.
And the truth is that she's not calling me mommy yet.
Yeah,
she doesn't. But you can see that she already has that inclination towards.
And I remember one time when you were in your room, you were working, and she came to you. She hugged you. I was like, hey, Seven, and she went. She came back again. Now, the fourth or fifth time, I think by that time, I started to corner. Seven, I'm working. I told you I'm working. And she now came to me. And when I heard, she came to me and I was watching, I think, playing game or something. And she was like, and she just hugged me also. Then when you were now telling me that, someone's going to hug me, she has hugged me over and over and over. And I was like, she sees you as your mom, as a mom. Her mom left. She's afraid. I got that. I got what she was passing. Remember?
I didn't realize what it was.
You just thought, yes, she just wants to hang out with me, but I'm busy. I just need to finish this work. And all that. And I said, that's what she's saying. Knowing her. Because it now takes time for her to voice it out. Yeah, Seven will not voice it out because she wants to be strong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You see, I'm actually still learning myself.
And Trinity is the emotional one where she's very emotional and she wants you to cuddle and hug her and sometimes when she has done something naughty, she tries to use emotions to get out of it. And Zion will try to play the long con. Let me see how long I can get you distracted so I can do that thing which you told me not to do. But if I can distract you with a hug or a kiss, but
it's a good thing you mentioned that, because like I mentioned earlier on the fact that I like the fact you're giving me room. He had to explain that to me because he understood the fact that I've been single long enough. I don't have kids on my own. I'm so used to being on my own. So I'm used to that working moment where I'm working. So when she came hugging me over and over and over again, at a point I'm like, I'm disturbing me. Let me finish my work. But he was not able to explain to me that she's actually worried. A part of her is like, you're here. I hope you're not going to leave me. I hope you're not going to walk away.
Especially because Daddy's not bringing one woman today, another woman tomorrow. She has not, So, and okay, this person is here. And
Daddy has asked her to marry and give her a ring.
She's gonna stay. She's gonna
and that's why I said I'm so thankful for him because he teaches me to understand what they are not saying. Because she wasn't saying anything, she was just and truthfully, she can come even while I'm working. What she even does sometimes is she would even come and work beside me. She would bring her laptop, her tablet, and just sit beside me in my room and come and work with me and all of that. Silently, she doesn't want to say anything to me. She just wants to work with me. She just wants to be around me. And many times she will even write me letters. Oh, Auntie, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to distract you. I just love you. I want to spend time with you. And I was just like, oh wow, I now start feeling bad. Like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. Get out. And like, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that coming. So the truth is that even I myself, I'm also learning. So it's very important for you out there to also learn to read your partner's children, especially when you really start building a relationship with them. The truth is that after a while, they're going to get used to you. They want to be with you. They want to spend time with you. So you have to, at that point in time, everything you do matters. And the more the negative vibe you give them or push them away, they take that and they hold on to that. Like, okay, she doesn't want me. And so they really react that way. I mean, Nigeria, I used to. A child is crying. You want the child to stop crying, then you beat the child some more. Does that make sense? You want her to stop crying, But understanding the children and knowing that sometimes all I need to say is to Trinity is, I'm disappointed in you. Yeah, they don't like to hear that word. They don't like to hear that daddy
so I try
is
not
disappointed.
To do that, So, yeah.
And then another thing that that is also important to understand when you're dating a partner with kids is the issue of finances. Finances in the sense that, there's a difference between dating someone that the two of you are single, you don't have, apart from the typical bills and all of that, but now you're dating someone that has children that is handling school fees. handling so many other things. And you have to be understanding of how finances work in that kind of relationship. Because sometimes that kind of relationship, of course, means there will be some sacrifices. That is, sometimes maybe if you're a normal day, maybe you guys would have gone to Paris or have gone to Dubai.
For children.
Yeah.
They're not buying Gucci and
so you see, sometimes sometimes you might have to, your finances will determine what you buy, where you travel to, the kind of holidays you have. Sometimes you might just have to go to the country next door or the city next door for holiday instead of going to Dubai and all those things. So those things you have to understand that this has to be at the back of your mind when you're dating someone with kids, that relationship, there will have to be some form of understanding, compromises.
Yeah. And if you're dating someone who has an infant and maybe you guys are now, you know that all those nice little purses would have to go. I also have a bag that can carry Pampers and wipes.
That is the story of my life now.
I have a bag that can carry
No, but seriously, that is the story of my life right now because normally before Nikki has
snacks for children.
Normally Nikki will have a normal cute cross bag, but now it's either a backpack or a bigger handbag that can take diapers, that can take nappies, that can take snacks. So the truth is that it's a change, and you have to ask yourself, are you ready for that change? That's another thing. I think that's the very first thing before you date someone that has children. It's not let me go and try it and check it out. Because
sometimes some people like the idea of it.
But they've not dealt with the reality of it.
When the reality hits, they'll be like,
the reality. I can't do this. Because the question is, do you even like kids? In the first place, if you don't like kids, you cannot date someone with children. Because children can be annoying. As much as they are cute and adorable, children can be selfish. There are many other things that come with kids that you have to ask yourself, can you handle
Am I ready for this?
And they are also time consuming.
Oh, yeah.
They will affect your schedule. They will affect everything. So you have to ask yourself.
Readjust your dreams.
Them. You have to readjust. See, me normally before that I am not a morning person. I had to become a morning person by force, by fire. I had to start learning to go to bed early because I have to wake up early. Because you know that time when they are in school, that's when you need to hurry up and do your work and do so many things. Because when they come back from school, I want to eat. I'm hungry. I'm bored. I want to watch TV. I want to wee.
What you doing?
I want to poo-poo.
What you doing?
What you doing?
What you doing?
Because so many things come with children. So you have to ask yourself, do you like kids? Are you really sure you can handle a partner with children?
Can you handle it?
I've always loved children. So I've always loved children, but it's still...
It's a different case when they're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere. You're not telling them, bye, see you tomorrow, see you next month.
It's great when you have them for the weekend. Or when you have them for life.
No, so those things are very, very important. There are things you have to consider. Do you like kids first? Then are you okay with the fact that you're going to be sharing your partner with his children? Because whether you like it or not, you will be sharing him with the children. Yeah, time, in terms of time and all of that. Those things are very, very important that, you have to consider in dating a partner with children. Yeah, it's very, very important. There's a lot around this thing. I don't know
if you guys can think of anything, just email us.
I really don't think we can say everything, in one show. But it is very, very important. There are many benefits too of dating a partner with kids. God has added more children to you. Yeah. Either you already have children of your own, or if you haven't had your own kids yet, God has just given you extra children. See me now, 4 beautiful children that I did not even know that God was going to add on to me, and they are like the best thing that's ever happened to me. The truth is, even right now, I can't even remember what my life used to be like without. I've always told him, I don't know what it's like to live alone anymore, in quotes. You understand? Because it's a whole new ball game for me now, and I don't even want to be alone anymore. I love the noise. The silence now is deafening. No, silence before was something I used to enjoy before, but now silence is deafening. If I don't hear them shouting, if I don't hear them, leave me, oh, Zion, this one say, rain, stop it. Daddy, this. And then, of course, now I'm enjoying all the plenty. I love you, mommy. Kisses, huggies, And
they can hug and kiss 1,000 times a day.
A million one time. And, I'm enjoying all of that right now. And I won't lie to you, it's taking some adjusting. because it has really affected, it would affect your schedule, it will affect your timing, but the truth at the end of the day, it's still a blessing. Because whether they're his children or I would even have, if I'm just trying to say, even if I wasn't married to someone with, with kids, I would still have children down the line if I was in another relationship, and this would still have to happen, because children come with a different way of how to handle your life. And it's a beautiful thing. It would have its situations, it would have its moments. And another thing you need to understand with dating partners, dating a partner with kids, sometimes children, you have to be mindful of those days when children will have their days. And you have to be ready for those days. You have to have a strong heart. Even me, I don't prepare my heart already. The days that maybe somebody in school or someone would tell them, well, she's not your real mom. That person is not your real dad. And then the children sometimes, because influence, things will happen. And they might come one day and say, but you're not my real mom. Why are you talking to me like that? You're not my real dad. When you have to have a hard heart already of how you're going to handle those kind of moments and not break down. You have to have those moments and those days where you have to deal with things like that. And I'm already preparing my mind for it, that things like that can happen. There's influence out there, what they call peer pressure and all those things as they grow older. And you have to be the one ready to say that, well, I didn't give birth to you, but I'm still your mom. I didn't give birth to you, but I'm still your dad, depending on if you're a stepdad or a stepmom. And the truth is that it's very, very important to have a ready mind ahead of how much you want to be a blessing to your stepchildren. Because at the end of the day, God has sent them to you to nurture them, to cater for them, to care for them, to groom them into whom God has destined them to be. And you have to be ready for that. It's a whole new responsibility. And I know that I've not even seen the half of it. Even me, I know, but I'm ready for it. I'm like, God, I know that I have God on my side. And sometimes I pray about it. When sometimes I don't even know what to do or how to handle some things, I actually genuinely go to tell God, God, teach me, help me, give me. Because see, God that put you in the lives of those children knew you can handle it. He won't give you more than you can bear or more than you can handle. So the truth is that as long as you are ready, as long as you're willing,
that's right,
to be all of that to those children, God will give you the wisdom. God will give you the resources. And it's okay to talk to other parents. It's okay to talk to other people. It's good to have maybe a community or people that you can reach out to. How did you do it? How can you help me out? Oh, my child is potty training for the first time. How did you do it? Oh, this is happening. Or the child is going through her period or something for the first time. How did you talk to her? How did you do this? It's okay to actually talk to other parents and get some advice, and then you juggle it up with your own experiences, know-how, and know how to handle those situations. It's okay to actually ask for help, from people. And that's one thing I learned. He knows I'm just a call away or talk away, babe. How do I do this? How do I handle this? Oh, this happened with Trinity. Oh, this happened with Zion. Oh, Seven asked me this question. I didn't know how to answer. How do I handle it? So it's very important to just have a ready heart and a ready mind, because you need to be very, very careful. If you are not ready to handle a partner with kids, please don't go there. It's actually a very touchy place. It's very touchy. It's a very touchy place, so you need to be very, very careful. You don't hurt him. You don't hurt the kids, because whatever you do will leave a lasting impression on their hearts and on their minds, especially on someone that's trying to date again and he has children and all of that. So many things. And I hope that in this little conversation, we'll be able to highlight some things based on our own personal experiences. Right. Because the truth is that sometimes we've had to cancel some things. Maybe we're planning to spend more money on something. Then we remember that, Seven has a 11 plus exam. We need to buy new shoes. We need to buy new shoes. We need to buy this. And we've had to cancel some things we wanted to buy for ourselves or wait, to either buy that new equipment or buy something. We'll say, okay, for now, we need to buy shoes. Now, so those things actually happen. We're just trying to let you know that these are real situations. We're not just talking from a book or something. We're telling you the real life experiences that we've had to deal with. And we hope that, in our own little way, we've helped you. But if you have other areas that we didn't talk about on today, please share with us. Email. The conversations never end. We can always have part 2, dating with kids, dating partner with kids. So if there's anything that you went through or you had to deal with or you're dealing with concerning dating a partner with kids, please send them to us. And at this point in time, I also wanted to mention that someone actually reached out to me about she had fears dating someone with kids. But when she saw our engagement announcement, it actually encouraged her and helped her realize that she could do it. And she was like, the situation was even very similar in the sense that the person too has 4 kids.
Oh, wow.
So she was even like, I could connect with you. And she actually sent me a message and was like, I could connect with you. And I said that, yes, I can do it. So the truth is, whenever we share these stories and share these things, because we've seen that sometimes people out there just need to see someone that has walked down that path that they are also walking on and can draw strength. So the truth is, if it's okay to date a partner with kids, it's actually a blessing. As long as the two of you have a good understanding of how you're going to build your relationship and also work with dealing with the children at the same time. And the partner with the kids, you have to ensure you have to be understanding and also help your partner to know how to train your children. Like we said earlier on.
Yeah, give it in most instances, trust her well enough or trust them well enough to say, you know what, let me just watch how you do it. Yeah. And, then so you can guide where
you can guide them and guide them lovingly. Don't guide them in such a way that will make that person now feel like they're not my children. Okay, they're not my children.
I can't stand those kind of talks.
And I had to deal with those kind of moments. Let's be realistic here. I had to deal, and he had to actually calm me down because sometimes a part of you just wants to feel like, okay, Ole. And he will say, no. They are your children. He actually had to drum it into my head. They are your children. They are not my kids or your children. They are children. I remember one particular day that I forgot what happened with Seven. I think Seven was just having a moment, and me, I didn't see it. And he came to me and he said, Nikki, your daughter needs you. And I froze. And I was like, he didn't say Seven needs you. He said, your daughter needs you. And I was like, yeah, she's your daughter now. She needs you. And I was like, oh my God. I think I cried that day. Nikki's always cry.
Always crying.
So I cried that day because I was like, oh wow, coming from him for the fact that he had already begun to let them know that she's your mom. They are your daughters. He's your son.
Get with the program.
He did that to me a lot. But what I'm trying to say is that the encouragement from him helps a lot. So the partner with the kids, the encouragement from you is very important, so that other person can feel comfortable with your children. Both of you, if it's the two of you that have children, you have to let the other partner feel comfortable and encourage them to know that they are your kids too. You understand? You can actually correct them. You can actually love upon them. You can actually train them also. These things are very important. Well,
all right.
We have tried in our own little way to talk about dating a partner with kids.
If you have any other suggestions, questions, whatever, don't forget to go to meetthesnatchas@gmail.com. Send us an email. DM us, follow us on social media.
Yeah. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed yet.
Comment on this post, share it, send it to someone you think might need it.
Yes. And of course, like we said, if you have if you've been in these kind of situations before, or you have your own story you want to share with us, please comment. Let us know. We would love to address these things
our
as
doors
well.
And our hearts are always
open. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of another exciting episode of the Meet the Snatchas podcast. Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
Peace.
Love. Thank you so much.
Yes, we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Meet the Snatchas podcast.
We hope it was an inspiring one for you today. And you know what? We look forward to hearing from you. You can actually send us your questions and comments via email, meetthesnatchas@gmail.com. Keep following us on all our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done that yet. We look forward to catching up with you on the next episode of the
Meet the Snatchas podcast. And until next time, stay blessed.
Bye, guys.